So, welcome everyone to class 100, Biblical Foundation, which is the book of Genesis, the book of beginnings. What an honor. We're on class 100 in this incredible uh, beginning book. What a massive blessing. So, as usual, we're going to go back and review some of the material from last week. And we're reviewing the first study of the offering of Isaac. So, Eloisa, can you kindly read Genesis 21, verse 33 in English?
Okay. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God.
Very good. Now, when the name is pronounced in Portuguese, and then in English, it's always a little different. And remember, in English, often the emphasis is brought forward. So it's not Beersheba, it's Beersheba. No, sorry, it's Beersheba. It's a more open E,
Okay,
Beersheba.
Beersheba.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so let me try that in Portuguese. E plantou bosque em Berseba e invocou lá o nome do Senhor, Deus eterno. Pedro, can you kindly read verse 1 in English?
Okay. This verse has an important first mention. What might it be?
Very good. So, Eloisa, just to explain, the first mention is a special phrase for something in the Bible. It's the first time the word appears in all the Bible. So it's called first mention. And it's very interesting because the Holy Spirit and God chose the first mention to help uh, define for the rest of the Bible how to view that word. So that's what first mention is. So looking at verse 33, uh, perhaps Pedro recalls what is the first mention, phrase or word in that verse.
Yes, I remember. It is the two words, everlasting God.
Excellent. Okay. And so Eloisa, can you kindly read question 2 in English?
Why is the phrase significant in this context?
Very good. Okay, so the Holy Spirit is emphasizing something important about God, and it's in contrast to something else that was just done. What do you think? Do you remember, Pedro?
I'm not sure,
Well,
but
yeah, go ahead.
the- I think that the the importance of this phrase in this context is because Abraham is recognizing that God is a God Almighty. So he is over every everything on earth.
Agreed. Agreed. But let's think together. What did Abraham just do prior to these actions in verse 33? What is the most of the chapter about, or at least the latter part of chapter 21?
It was about the, the according between Abraham and Abimelech.
Exactly right. Or in other words, the covenant. So the
Oh,
the the covenant that they agreed on. And is that covenant an eternal covenant? No.
hmm.
No. Okay. So the contrast here is that it's everlasting God and his covenants are eternal. Okay, so it's interesting. Okay, so Pedro, can you go ahead and read Genesis 21, verse 34 in English?
Okay. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days.
Thank you. E peregrinou Abraão na terra dos filisteus muitos dias. And Eloisa, can you go ahead and read question 3 in English?
Does to sojourn mean the same as to journey?
Very good. Very good pronunciation. Okay, so they're similar words but do they mean the same?
Not the same.
Correct. So they're not the same. So
No.
what does sojourn mean? It's not to journey. Do you remember, Pedro?
I remember that sojourn is to live in a land in some time
Sometime
by
or
a
yeah.
period.
Okay, sometime exactly or temporarily. Okay,
Living
so
alone
it's yeah,
for some time. Yeah.
okay, yes. So it's not moving a lot, but it's
Okay.
staying in one place temporarily. So you
I
sojourn,
did I didn't see this word before.
yeah,
Either.
it's a good
Yeah.
word. And I'm not sure the Portuguese translation gives the same sense because that's to pilgrim, which in my view is often means uh, moving, walking. Okay, and so let's take a look at the mystery verse. Pedro, can you read the mystery book, chapter 20, verse 1 in English?
Okay. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar.
Okay. And remember the pronunciation is up front. So sojourned, not so,
Sojourned.
yeah, not sojourned. Uh,
Okay.
okay, do you remember what book that is, Pedro?
Genesis.
Absolutely right. So it's just almost two chapters before. And so so look at that. In that verse, we can tell that journeyed and sojourn are different. Okay, because the verse contains both words. And let me try that in Portuguese. E partiu Abraão dali para a terra do sul, e habitou entre Cádiz e Sur, e peregrinou em Gerar. Okay, Eloisa, can you kindly read question 4 in English?
Abraham sojourned in the promised land implies what? Did you ever possess the land?
Very
Did
good.
he ever possess the land?
Thank you. And remember sojourning. So we need to hear the ing, sojourning.
Sojourning.
Thank you. Okay, so if he's sojourning in the promised land, that implies what? Did he ever possess the land?
No.
Correct. He never did. Okay, even though he was promised. But let's see, Pedro, maybe you remember. Did he get a little piece of the land?
Only the part where he had put his woman when she died.
Okay. And so what's the name of a place where you bury people?
It's a tomb
A
like this.
tomb. Okay, that's true. But in general, a tomb is the very place itself, usually you have some earth and land around that as well, and it's called a burial plot.
Okay.
Okay, when it's many, it's a cemetery. Okay, but in this case, you buy the land around where the burial occurs. So where his wife is buried, where he will be buried. And that we don't need to go there, but that's actually going to happen in Genesis chapter 23, verse 4. He will purchase his burial plot. So that's the only land he possessed in the promised land. Okay, so Pedro, can you kindly read Genesis 22, verse 1? So now we're on to chapter 22.
Okay. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am.
Thank you, very well pronounced. E aconteceu depois destas coisas que provou Deus a Abraão, e disse-lhe, Abraão, e ele disse, Eis-me aqui. All right, Eloisa, can you kindly read question 5 in English?
Okay. There are several meanings to the word temple. Which one is in here?
Okay, what do you think? It doesn't look like this is tempt, as in temptation to do evil. So the meaning of tempt here is which? Do you remember, Pet? Yes, go ahead, Pedro.
It's to test someone.
Exactly. Exactly. Test or prove. So, very good. Okay, so Pedro, can you go ahead and read question 6 in English?
Okay. What would be the objective of this trial?
Okay, in this case, English changes. It's objective, so the emphasis is in the middle. Objective.
Objective.
Very good. Okay, so God is testing Abraham, and what do you think the objective of this testing is about?
I think to see if Abraham trusting him truly.
If he does what?
Abraham trusting God.
Yes. Okay, obeys God, and you can also say, love God above all. Okay, which remember is the first commandment. So he's saying he's being tested. Okay, so Eloisa, your turn. Can you kindly read Genesis 22, verse 2 in English?
And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of.
Thank you. So as I mentioned, when you're used to pronouncing a name in Portuguese, then in English it can be a little difficult at first. So it's the only son Isaac. So
Isaiah.
yes, it's one of the rare times where you pronounce two vowels separately in English, Isaac.
Mhm.
Uh, and then it's also Moriah, not Moria.
Moriah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
yeah, so the English pronunciation is always a little different than the Portuguese. So let me try this. E disse, toma agora o teu filho, o teu único filho, Isaque, a quem amas, e vai-te à terra de Moriá e ofereceu ali holocausto sobre uma das montanhas que eu te direi. Okay, Pedro, can you kindly read question 7 in English?
Was Isaiah Abraham's only son?
Okay, well, it says right there, God says, take now thy son, thy only son, Isaac.
But by blood, Abraham had another son, Ishmael,
Correct. It's exactly right. So, why is God calling Isaac the only son?
because for God, the only son who God had planned to Abraham to have was Isaiah.
Exactly right. Okay, it was Isaac, and it was with Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay, so another way, it's the son of promise. It's the son of promise. Okay, so Eloisa, can you kindly read question 8 in English?
Where is Moriah in relation to, I don't know how to pronounce the name.
Well, it's never certain, but Gerar.
Gerar.
Okay, thank you. And you pronounce Moriah very well. Okay, so do we remember? Maybe Pedro remembers. Where is Moriah in relation to Gerar?
Moriah was more near to Jerusalem than Gerar,
Okay.
because Gerar is in the south,
Mm-hmm.
and so as Moriah was next to Jerusalem,
Mm-hmm.
it was mm, more to the north.
Exactly right. So it's north, and it's actually for our information, 30 miles north. Uh, so Pedro, can you go ahead and read question 9 in English?
Where is Mount Moriah located in Jerusalem?
Okay, and let me correct. Last class, I made a mistake. It's not actually located near Jerusalem, or I mistook it for another place, Calvary Hill. Where is Mount Moriah actually located in Jerusalem?
It
Well,
was
yeah,
the it was the mount where the temple was above.
exactly right. So that's also called Temple Mount. Okay, so where Solomon's temple would be, and very important ground in Jerusalem, the center of all worship, happens to be the exact same place where, in the wild, Abraham offered his son Isaac. Okay, so now let's look at some new material. So we're studying the offering of Isaac. So Eloisa, can you kindly read question A in English?
There is a first mention of an important verb in this verse. What is it?
Okay,
What is
so
it?
yeah, so looking back at verse 2, what looks like an important verb there that might be the first time we see it in the Bible?
Hmm. I I think it is the verb love.
You're absolutely right. Now that's a very important word. And this is the first time. So imagine that. It took 22 chapters of Genesis for us to arrive at the word love. Okay, so Pedro, can you go ahead and read question B in English?
Okay. Describe what kind of the word that is.
Okay. Now, when I put it in the bracket there, I didn't want to answer the question above it, A. And so in this case, you can substitute the word for the one we just correctly identified. So you can say, describe what kind of love that is. So what do you both think? So this is a very important first mention of love. And let's just look at that. What kind of love is demonstrated in this verse?
I think it's one of the most important laws we feel.
Yes.
And the strong, I think it's the strongest love you feel, the love you feel to a son.
Yes,
It's a very strong love.
exactly right. So this is love of a father for his son.
Yeah,
So excellent. Very, very well perceived. And and then this story will involve what kind of love? We don't see it yet in this verse, but we will see it in uh, shortly in the story. What is there another word for what kind of love is demonstrated?
Paternal love,
Say it again, Pedro.
paternal, paternal
Paternal.
love.
Okay, paternal is another way to say, God, father's love of son. Paternal love. You're absolutely right. I'm thinking more of sacrificial love.
Mm, okay.
Okay. So hasn't yet been yet.
I would say agape love.
Say it again, Eloisa. What kind of love?
Agape, agape,
Adept? I don't,
agape.
I'm
I
not.
think it's a Greek word. Agape.
Okay. Okay, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, you know what? Personally, I don't go to the Greek very often. I know lots of pastors do. So, yes, I know that there's different Greeks and this is then one Greek over another, but that's okay. I think that's technically true, but it gets a little confusing with all the Greek words. So sacrificial love. Wow. So the first mention of love in the Bible, it's father for son, and he's going to be asked to make a sacrifice. So, Eloisa, can you continue with question C in English?
Where might the word first mentioned be in the New Testament?
Okay. So, I won't expect you to know exactly where, but do you think, you have to wait until the book of Ephesians to hear the word love? No. So just guessing, right, where do you think? Which book?
The love is a word very important to the New Testament. So I think in Matthew, if it is just used.
It's absolutely right. It's used many times in all the Gospels, but
Yeah.
it's so important. Yes, the first mention is in the book of Matthew. So let's read the next verse. So Pedro, go ahead and read Matthew 3:17, please.
Okay. And lo, a voice from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased."
Beautifully pronounced. Now,
Thanks.
let me try that in Portuguese. E eis que uma voz dos céus dizia: Este é o meu filho amado, em quem me comprazo. Comprazo. Well, look at that. So, who is the object of love in this first mention of love in the book of Matthew? Who is the object?
The Son of God.
Yes. Okay, and so, well, is this paralleling what we just saw in Genesis 22? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the love of a father for son is expressed beautifully here. This is my beloved son. Okay, do you remember where this occurs? A voice from heaven.
It happened soon after the baptizing of Jesus.
Absolutely. Or during. During. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So it's like immediately after. Okay, this
Yeah.
is okay, excellent. Well remembered, Pedro. Okay, so Eloisa, can you kindly read question D in English?
What is the word first mentioned in the Gospel of John?
Okay, so do you want to guess? The first mention of love in John, and you all know John is the evangelist who uses the word love the most. It's a famous verse.
I have not remembered.
Okay, so what's the most famous
John,
verse in all of the Gospel of John?
John 3:60.
Absolutely right. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the first mention in the Gospel of John. Wow. So God so loved the world.
Yeah.
Incredible. He so loved his son. He so loved his world, the world. Okay, so Pedro, can you go ahead and read question E in English?
In verse 2, did God tell Abraham to sacrifice his son?
Okay, so let's be specific here. Did he tell Abraham to do that?
It looked like.
It looks like, but actually,
No.
there you go, Eloisa. No, not precisely. So what did he tell Abraham to do?
Offer him there
Offer
as a
him.
Yes,
burnt.
exactly right. Okay. He said, offer him. He didn't say the sacrifice would happen.
Mm.
Okay. God is very specific. Okay. He said, offer him. And that sounds, I would be like, uh-oh, yeah. I
How
already would be
come?
panicking, right? Like, don't sacrifice him. Exactly. Why? Okay, but again, the Bible is very, very specific. Each word is inspired. Okay, so Eloisa, can you kindly read Genesis chapter 22, verse 3 in English?
And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass and took two of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went into the place of which God had told him.
Very well pronounced, thank you. Então se levantou Abraão pela manhã da madrugada e elbardou o seu jumento, e tomou consigo dois dos seus moços e Isaque, seu filho, e cortou lenha para o holocausto, e levantou-se e foi ao lugar que Deus lhe dissera.
I have a little suggestion.
Please.
You said levantou-se, but the emphasis is in the third syllable, so it's levantou-se.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, Pedro, can you kindly read question F in English?
Okay. Did Abraham delay?
All right, what do you think?
No, the faster that he could, he went.
Yeah, and where does it say that in the verse?
That
Early in the
Abraham
morning.
rose.
Yes, he rose up early in the morning. No delay, right? 3-day journey. Boom, immediately. Okay, so Eloisa, can you kindly read Genesis chapter 22, verse 4 in English?
Then on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off.
Okay, so one thing in English, and this is sometimes happen for Brazilian speakers, there's a silent E at the end of the word. So it's place. And the E is to let us know that the A is open, but you don't pronounce it. So you said placey. Okay, because in Portuguese pronunciation, you often pronounce, there's not a silent E at the end of words. But in English, yes, it's to help one pronounce. We don't have accents as one does in Portuguese, but then the silent E helps to uh, tell us, it's like an accent. It tells us how to pronounce the vowel that comes before the consonant. Okay, so let me try that in Portuguese. Ao terceiro dia levantou Abraão os seus olhos e viu o lugar de longe.
Okay.
And let's go to the last page now. So, Pedro, can you kindly read question G?
How far did they go each day? Hmm.
Do you remember how far the total journey was?
About 30 miles.
Okay, so how many per day?
3 days.
10.
10, exactly. So just a little arithmetic. Okay, Eloisa, can you kindly read Genesis chapter 22, verse 5?
And Abraham said to his young men, abide ye here with the earth, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship and come again to you.
Very good, thank you. E disse Abraão a seus moços: Ficai vós aqui com o jumento, e eu e o moço iremos até ali, e havendo adorado, tornaremos a vós.
I have another little suggestion.
Thank you.
You've read Picai, but it will be if there were an accent. But without accent, it is Picai.
Thank you. You're very right, Ficai.
It's difficult to remember. I
Uh-huh.
know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, Pedro, can you go ahead and read question H in English?
Okay. By telling the young men that they will come again to you, what does this signify?
Okay, it's very important what Abraham says to the young men.
For me, it shows the faith of Abraham.
Mm-hmm. And
But
why?
because he says in the plural that the two will come again.
Exactly right. So why is that important? What? So I'm going there and we'll both be back. See you soon.
Yeah, it's difficult to understand, but it looks like that he were certain that the two would alive, come alive
Exact,
again to
e-
them.
exactly right. So it's not you said it showed his faith, and it's faith in what? It's in faith in God's word. And God promised that Isaac is the son of promise. So it's subtle, but Abraham already knew.
It
He
shows
told,
that it shows that he believed that God will provide
exactly right.
the
Okay.
solution.
So he already said, I have to offer Isaac, but even if I kill Isaac, God will resurrect him because of his promise.
Yeah,
Okay? So that is true faith. It makes us better understand how Isaiah how Abraham could do this. Okay, so Eloisa, can you kindly read Genesis chapter 22, verse 6 in English?
and Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it into it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both to them together.
Okay, very good. On the first line, so it's and laid it upon Isaiah. So when there's
Yes.
two vowels together, it often then is a more open sound. Uh, Very good. Let me try this in Portuguese. Tomou Abraão a lenha do holocausto e pô-la sobre Isaque, seu filho, e ele tomou o fogo e o cutelou na sua mão, e foram ambos juntos. All right, so let's go to the last question of this evening's class. So, Pedro, can you kindly read question I in English?
Okay. Is Isaac a small boy?
Okay, what do you think?
It looks like to me. I'm not sure, but I think he was was already an adult
And why do you think that?
because after the birth of Isaac, Abraham still have gone to the land of the Philistines. But it's
Okay,
an impression. I'm not sure.
okay. All right, but on that actual, first of all, maybe adult, but certainly adolescent.
A
But what,
teenager.
but what from the verse lets us believe that it's not a small boy?
Because of the first of him to to have to walk 30 miles and to carry the wood.
Exactly right. Okay. So this isn't like a few twigs. All right. The wood for a burnt offering is a lot of wood. Okay. So
Yeah.
this was a heavy load, and no way that Isaac could be a small boy and have all burnt offering wood on his shoulders. Okay, and so wow, that's kind of interesting because, again, if we have an idea of Isaac's age, what happens next is even more impressive and more beautiful and faith-filled. All right, so that ends this evening's class. Are there any questions or comments in English before I stop the recording?
I have no one.
Okay, Eloisa, any questions or comments in English?
No, we don't have any.
Okay, well, thank you everyone who
It's a beautiful story.
thank
Um,
you. Yeah, you have a comment. Okay, excellent. Yeah, it's a beautiful story.
yeah,
And we're just
and
starting.
yeah, and we see he was encouraged to sometimes God asks us to do something, and we are very, how can I say, um fear of uh
Fearful,
yeah.
anxious. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you all for watching.